Hi, welcome back. I am Naren, and in this video, we will be covering the part 4 of the art of war in chess. So, till now, in the previous videos, we covered till chapter 5 energy, and in this video, we will be covering chapter 6 on weak points and strong. Sun Tzu said, "Whoever is first in the field and awaits the coming of the enemy will be fresh for the fight. If the enemy is taking his ease, he can harass him. If well supplied with food, he can starve him out. If quietly encamped, he can force him to move. Appear at points which the enemy must hasten to defend. March swiftly to places where you are not expected." So, this talks about the fact that it's hard to defend compared to attack. The defense can be more exhausting. So you should try not to end up in a defensive positions if possible. It's more about not losing any initiative. So you should always aim for having an initiative, so that using that initiative you can block the opponent in their development, and also you can push the opponent into defensive mode. An army may march great distances without distress if it marches through country where the enemy is not. You can be sure of succeeding in your attacks if you only attack places which are undefended. You may advance and be absolutely irresistible if you make for the enemy's weak points. You may retire and be safe from pursuit if your movements are more rapid than those of the enemy. So, this talks about how you can try to use this space advantage, so which can indirectly give you more mobility with your pieces to move around. And you can find weaknesses in opponent's position for attack. And with initiative and space advantage, you can use it to easily switching your targets of attack in the enemy camp. If we wish to fight, the enemy can be forced to an engagement even though he be sheltered behind a high rampart and a deep ditch. All we need to do is attack some other place that he will be obliged to relieve. We can form a single united body while the enemy must split up into fractions. Hence, there will be a whole pitted against separate parts of a whole, which means that we shall be many to enemies few. So, we should be aiming for the opponent's weaknesses in position and trying to create more than one weakness in the opponent's positions. So, with that, the opponent has to split their forces to defend multiple weaknesses. The spot where we intend to fight must not be made known, for then the enemy will have to prepare against a possible attack at several different points, and his forces being thus distributed in many directions, the numbers we shall have to face at any given point will be proportionally few. For should the enemy strengthen his van, he will weaken his rear. Should he strengthen his rear, he will weaken his van. Should he strengthen his left, he will weaken his right. Should he strengthen his right, he will weaken his left. If he sends reinforcements everywhere, he will everywhere be weak. So it is the advantage of creating multiple weaknesses in opponent's positions, because the opponent might end up in distributing his pieces in defending multiple positions. And also the value of delaying the committal moves whenever you are trying to attack, like not give away your plans early in your move orders. Numerical weakness comes from having to prepare against possible attacks. Numerical strength from compelling our adversary to make these preparations against us. Knowing the place and the time of the coming battle, we may concentrate from the greatest distances in order to fight. So, creating weakness in opponent's positions gives us more focus in our attack. Like by knowing the destination of our pieces, like where we need to attack or where we need to put more pressure in the opponent's camp, it always becomes easier to find our moves. Rouse him and learn the principle of his activity or inactivity. Force him to reveal himself so as to find out his vulnerable spots. Carefully compare the opposing army with your own so that you may know where strength is superabundant and where it is deficient. In making the tactical dispositions, the highest pitch you can attain is to conceal them. Conceal your dispositions and you will be safe from the prying of the subtlest spies, from the machinations of the wisest brains. So, you should try to force the opponent to create weaknesses early if possible, instead of waiting to take decisions. Because once you know the positions of the opponent's weaknesses, you can plan accordingly to move your forces to push the opponent their weak spot. And be aware of the imbalances in the positions, like the pawn majority or the space advantages in comparison to the opponents, so that you can plan your strategy and where you can move your pieces. And as far as possible, don't easily give away the strategy through your moves or the move orders. Do not repeat the tactics which have gained you one victory, but let your methods be regulated by the infinite variety of circumstances. Military tactics are like onto water, for water in its natural course runs away from high places and hastens downwards. Therefore, just as water retains no constant shape, so in warfare there are no constant conditions. He who can modify his tactics in relation to his opponent and thereby succeed in winning may be called a heaven-born captain. So this talks about the opening preparations specific to your opponent, so that you can have some surprises in store for your opponent. And also adapting to a position and also the type of player the opponent is, so you can change your style or at least how you can attack or the positionally you can play. Also try to be flexible with your play so that you can easily adapt to your opponent and their style and also the current position on the board. So this concludes the weak points and strong, and we will be covering the future chapters in separate videos. And if you find this useful, please like, subscribe and share, and thanks for watching.